What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I want to check out The Rock makes things 100% worse. Rest in peace to a WCW legend, WWE effed up bad, WWE Secret and other wrestling related news. Apparently, The Rock had commented on I forgot his name. He's on the he's one of the co-hosts on the Busted Open podcast, and he had a lot of things to say about The Rock's non-involvement in this whole situation with John Cena and Cody Rhodes and the whole Sell Your Soul storyline. Well, he responded to him, and he didn't make things any better. I kind of wish he didn't. This funny. They've had interactions before on social media, so this has kind of been an ongoing thing for them for the past couple of years. Shout out to the Busted Open podcast for having it in the clutch on there last year. I thought that was actually pretty dope. So shout out to everyone involved in that. But either way, The Rock has not made things any better. So we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all the love and support. Let's see exactly what's going on for wrestling related news.
It is Wrestlemania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Unfortunately, starting off with some sad news as WCW legend Steve Mongo McMichael passes away. The Rock fires back to critics. Who's next on the WWE main roster call-up? Lana backstage at Raw? Did Becky Lynch use her backstage power? A mask versus hair match in WWE? A WWE Secret Exposed? WWE wants to remove all trace of the Wrestlemania roast and much more.
Heard about that.
Subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlemania XL. There's going to be no intro. Let's just get straight into the first story as WCW legend Steve Mongo McMichael passes away. Now, it was announced last night that Steve Mongo McMichael, who most fans will know for his work in the NFL as well as his run in WCW, has sadly passed away. WWE issued an official statement on his passing which read, "WWE is saddened to learn that Steve Mongo McMichael has passed away. McMichael initially started as a star NFL player, most known for his time playing for the Chicago Bears, where he won a Super Bowl ring and made 2 Pro Bowl teams. After his NFL career, he transitioned into sports entertainment, briefly appearing for WWE in the lead-up to Lawrence Taylor's match against Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11. The WWE would also reference and acknowledge Mongo's prior work in WCW, including his work as part of the Four Horsemen. McMichael then found success in WCW in 1995, initially appearing as a color commentator on Nitro. Mongo, his nickname from his NFL days, then joined up with Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, competing in a War Games match and having a long-running rivalry with Jeff Jarrett. His issues with Jarrett led to McMichael winning the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship at Clash of Champions 35. On February 8th, McMichael was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2024, and he'll be enshrined in Canton, Ohio on Saturday, August 3rd. Now, we'd like to join the wrestling world in extending our condolences to the family and friends of Steve Mongo McMichael. May rest in peace. Next up, The Rock fires back at criticism. Well, it was only a matter of time before The Rock responded to the criticism directed towards his interview with Pat McAfee. The Rock took to Instagram to respond directly to Busted Open Radio's negative comments, and The Rock yet again has failed to understand the rationale of the criticisms. Hi Dave, the business is a complete work. Always has been, always will be. Every aspect of it, every match, every interview. Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, and the rest of us for our creative discussions so you can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy, my friend. Enjoy the show. P.S. Tell Bubba I have Grand Marnier and hush puppies for all of us." And The Rock is making things worse with these types of comments. And the omission of Triple H from his reply is very interesting to say the very least. We have a feeling that these two really aren't on the same page, but that's just our perspective on things.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I mean, for you to say this is all a work, no, it's not. It's not all a work. That doesn't even make sense for you to come on national television to say this is all a work. Even the interviews, it's all a work. Y'all literally have a Netflix show showing, or y'all about to have a Netflix show talking about what goes on in the creative process in the writing room for these storylines and angles. What are you talking about? I would have just not said nothing or played up your final boss character. I just wouldn't have said, "Oh, this is all a work." Even when I said it's all a work, you're getting played, brother. It's not real, brother. Like, what? No. You legitimately said the reasons why you wasn't why you wasn't involved in the WrestleMania match. You literally just said why. That's a work too. So we really don't know why you wasn't involved. Like, it's just, yeah, man. I don't know what's going on. There is a definite disconnect from what Triple H is trying to do and what The Rock is trying to do, what TKO wants, which is money. But they're entrusting The Rock that he's going to bring in all the money. And it's like, you know, the people that's really going to bring in the money, the people that are there every fucking day, every week, every show, the ones that are in these storylines, they're going to be the ones to ultimately bring the money. Not The Rock's every now and then appearance. No. Yeah, you bring some money temporarily, but they are the ones that people are paying all this money to see weekly. So I think we should keep focusing on those stories rather than let's bring in The Rock to tell everybody it's a work. It's all right.
Next up, an insane Logan Paul pitch revealed. Now, on the latest edition of Logan Paul's podcast, he revealed a pitch he made to WWE legend Stone Cold Steve Austin. According to the former US champion,
I heard about this.
For Austin to dress up as a Prime bottle for a total of $1 million. Naturally, Austin turned the stupid offer down.
Of course.
He offered Steve $1 million to be in the Prime bottle. He didn't do it. Oh, he's not the guy. I don't care what the number is. He's not getting in that bottle. I don't think he even considered it for a second. The WWE Universe would kill him. Imagine it. He face revealed the Prime bottle. Now, it's unclear when exactly this would have taken place, but it's possible it would have been at WrestleMania 41. The majority of Logan's prior WrestleMania spots have featured a cameo from someone in the Prime bottle costume, and this year was the exception to that tradition.
Thank God.
Austin is the type of talent that is extremely protective over his image,
yeah.
And this is simply something that he would never do in a million years.
They offered him $1 million and he shut it down, as I would expect, because he cares about his character. Even though he's not an active wrestler, you won't see him like that often. He still cares about what he's done for his character over the years. He would never sell out his character for $1 million. Doesn't matter. He's like, nah. I mean, he's made his money. He's good. I'm good. I'm glad he didn't.
Next up, who's the next WWE main roster call-up? Or could we now know the next main roster call-up from NXT? Well, according to Corey Hayes of Body Slam over on X, Tony D'Angelo's name has been thrown around within WWE as someone who could be called up to Raw or SmackDown. D'Angelo is a name that's been with NXT since they launched the 2.0 era, and it's definitely time he was called up. D'Angelo has an established character and does have great potential when it comes to getting over on the main roster.
We'll see.
Next up, Lana backstage at Raw. Rusev made his triumphant return to WWE television on Raw this week, and former WWE star Lana was backstage to support him. Lana took to Instagram to share photos of her and Rusev backstage, and this has led to speculation that Lana could also be on her way back to WWE.
Possibly.
Lana portrayed various roles during her time in the company, and she was mostly known for her excellent work as a manager.
I know Rusev and Lana, they were having some issues marriage-wise, but it seems like they may be on the same page, and I hope they were able to salvage that relationship. You know, I don't really get involved in those type of, online relationships, like, oh, what's going on here? I'm all down for people being able to salvage their relationship, salvage their marriage, and try to make it work for the long haul. So hopefully this may be in the right directions. I don't know, but it seems like they're on the same page as of now, which is always good to see.
WWE return for her doesn't seem too far-fetched, especially when it was established that she was extremely well-liked backstage, so it'd be a sensible rehire for Triple H and WWE. Next up, did Becky Lynch use her backstage power?
Oh boy.
Becky Lynch made her grand return to WWE at
She
WrestleMania
did.
41, and she would replace Bayley in the women's tag team title match.
Which is very
in the space of
interesting.
24 hours.
Or peculiar.
She would win the tag titles, then lose them, and then embark on a heel turn. Now, a lot of fans have been critical of WWE's call to remove Bayley from WrestleMania, and it's now been reported by Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live that all the booking was the mastermind of Lynch. This whole thing was Becky's idea. It was all Becky's idea. I heard about it in advance. Becky wants to come back, she wants to win the title, then turn on Lyra the next night. When I heard it, I was like, what? This is an absolutely horrible idea. But as it turns out, her coming back and winning the title, if you went on Twitter after the show, they all cheered Becky and everything. But very shortly thereafter, there were all the Becky Hogan posts.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that her plan involved losing the titles. I thought she was going to turn on Lyra as champions, and they vacate the title or whatever. But losing the title and turning on her, this all worked out perfect for a heel turn. The WWE are expecting to build towards a heated feud between Lynch and Lara Valkyria. However, it's unknown where this leaves Bayley, but it's likely that WWE will explore the angle of who attacked her backstage at WrestleMania 4.
Maybe it is. Maybe I mean, it would make sense if it was Becky Lynch to do that. I just think it kind of sucks because she got her WrestleMania moment taken. That's probably the bad thing about this. So it definitely does give Becky Hogan vibes, even though I haven't been one of those people to kind of hop on that bandwagon. I'm not going to say that. But in this particular isolated incident, yes, it does, because she got written off her WrestleMania match because Becky wanted to come back, win the titles, and then turn heel. I don't know, man. I hope that this does lead to some type of storyline. Maybe it does lead to Becky and Bayley at some point. It would make sense. That would be a way to keep Bayley babyface still. But as of right now, it does not seem like that may be the situation. We don't know yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
41. Next up, Bayley endorsed for the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Bayley, Stone Cold Steve Austin has now endorsed the former women's champion for a WWE Hall of Fame induction. Austin would take to Instagram to reply to an extract of Bayley's interview with Chris Van Vliet, and Austin stated that she has a class act and a future Hall of Famer. There's no denying that Bayley is without a doubt a future Hall of Famer in WWE,
without a question.
It's awesome to see such an iconic name endorse her publicly in this way.
As she should be.
A mask versus hair match in WWE. Could WWE book a mask versus hair matchup? Well, new Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio cut a promo in Spanish on one of the international Netflix social media channels, and in the promo, Mysterio outright challenged Penta to a mask versus hair matchup. The two are engaged in a heated feud over on the Raw brand, and this would be a definitive way to take the rivalry to a whole new level.
Hey, I'm down for it.
WWE Secret Exposed. Footage is going viral of Randy Orton sneaking under the ring ahead of his Raw segment with John Cena. In the clip, Orton poses as a member of the ring crew and he has his hood up in an attempt to blend in. But at the last moment, Orton expertly rolls under the ring and pretty much manages to avoid any detection. In prior years, these types of clips would lead to mass outrage, as they are in essence exposing how a major WWE secret is done. However, in 2025, WWE are the kings of breaking kayfabe and exposing their own world, so it's not that big of a deal. Orton is now set to headline the 2025 Backlash show, and if the rumors are true, he will reignite his iconic rivalry with Cena, and the two will once again collide for the WWE title.
Looking forward to it.
Will WWE book Cena versus Hendry? Joe Hendry has been pushing for a match versus John Cena for some time, and with Hendry being on the WrestleMania card, and with Cena now being a heel, it seems like a distinct possibility that they could book the match. According to the TNA World Champion during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, a music star has reached out to him to be in his corner for the match, and this will help combat any interference from Travis Scott. You know the match I'm going for, and it just now makes more sense than ever. And this is all I'm gonna say. John Cena's got Travis Scott in his corner. Can you imagine if a huge star in music just reached out to Joe Hendry? Someone in the same ballpark as Travis Scott reached out and said they might want to start backing me? Hendry has evidently given this a lot of thought, and the idea of the match happening in WWE is wild. But what if it occurred on a TNA show? Of course, the likelihood of Cena working a TNA show is hard to determine. However, with TNA letting their world champion appear at WrestleMania, they're surely owed a huge favor, and this could be it. Next up, CM Punk name.
I don't know if that will happen. Is there a possibility? For sure. That would be probably one of the most mind-blowing moments. John Cena in fucking TNA. The world would explode. But there is a possibility of that happening. The question is, does it make sense? I mean, this is his last run. He's on this campaign of ruining wrestling. You're not just going to ruin wrestling in only WWE, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. Y'all let me know. Would y'all be interested in seeing him, John Cena, make an appearance in TNA? That would actually be kind of crazy.
Names the WWE MVP. There's been a lot of discussion of late in relation to who the MVP of WWE is right now. And the various names that are thrown around include Seth Rollins, Io Sky, and even Cody Rhodes. But CM Punk has chimed in on this topic, and according to Punk on the post-WrestleMania show on ESPN, his WWE MVP over the past year is none other than Liv Morgan. Over the course of the last year, Liv Morgan has been my MVP. Morgan's work, especially since moving away from the Rhea Ripley feud, has been superb.
Actually, it's been pretty good.
Best run of her entire career.
It's actually been really good.
WWE wants to remove all trace of the WrestleMania roast. A leak audio has shed some light on just how much of a failure WWE's WrestleMania roast ended up being. A lot of the so-called jokes were racist in nature, and one speaker even decided to reference former WWE star Jinder Mahal, saying, "I wanted Jinder Mahal, but he's going through a middle-aged ISIS thing." Now, the roast has been shared across various social media platforms, but according to Ringside News, WWE has not issued a public statement, but their swift DMC takedowns and aggressive legal efforts suggest the company never intended for this footage to leak, and now they're doing everything they can to erase it. WWE's disastrous PR week is continuing, and these leaks from the roast are making things even worse. It's easy to understand why they'd want to delete this, as it really doesn't mesh with WWE's family-friendly image. And finally, is WWE changing the WrestleMania week?
And here's the thing, I just don't think they should have just ever did it, because with a roast, you understand a lot of those jokes are very dark, and the thing with dark jokes is they got to be funny. And I think there's like a transcript of what some people said, so we'll probably check that out this weekend. I mean, it's circulating on social media. Obviously, I'm not going to show any leaked footage or audio like that, because I'm not trying to get WWE to strike me. But there is like a transcript of some of the jokes that were said, and I've seen some of them. Some of them, like, you get a chuckle out of, depending on how they were delivered. But a lot of them, they just weren't funny. So that's the thing about dark jokes. They gotta be funny. If they're not funny, so.
Format. Our final story today takes a look at the potential plans to change the format of WrestleMania week. WrestleMania week is incredibly hectic, and the schedule this year has been called out. WWE packed the schedule to such an extent where the Hall of Fame was taking place so late at night that talent were falling asleep. NXT talent had to arrive for the Stand and Deliver show at 5 AM, and when the final NXT show aired this week, it was apparent that the crowd were just absolutely exhausted. According to Brian Alvarez from the Wrestling Observer Live, these criticisms haven't gone unnoticed in WWE, and changes could be made next year. It didn't go unnoticed by WWE. It appears that next year when they do WrestleMania in New Orleans, it's probably not going to last through NXT. NXT is probably going to be back at the Performance Center. There's some thought of running the NXT before WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. One idea could be to move the Hall of Fame to Thursday night, and this would allow the Hall of Fame to once again stand on its own as a special attraction. One of the main issues is having SmackDown followed by the Hall of Fame and then having the special NXT show just hours later. It's far too much, and these significant events need time to breathe, as well as fans. But there you have it, folks. The wildest news.
I think you should do it at least on Thursday. Do the Hall of Fame on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, then NXT Saturday, WrestleMania Night 1 Saturday, WrestleMania Night 2 Sunday, Monday Night Raw on Monday, and then everybody go back. You can go back home. You know, you don't have to have NXT on, in New Orleans, just to kind of space things out. I think that would be the better option. But hey, man, comment down below. Let me know some other wrestling related news y'all want me to check out, or wrestling related videos y'all want me to check out. I definitely will. Appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See y'all next one. Peace.